So I obviously work with food businesses and food brands, and all the principles that you have about marketing a brand apply to marketing yourself. So I think you need to start with, what am I good at? What do I want to be famous for? What are people going to, if you're marketing yourself for business, what are people going to pay you for? Because that's important. And what makes you stand out against other people? So you start with that principle. What's the essence? What's your unique selling points? What makes you great? And that's hard work in itself. And sometimes I think it's good to have a coach. And I've had several coaches through my life to draw that out, because I think if you are hiding your light under a bushel, it takes a bit of work. And then you've got to think, well, who am I? Who do I want to, if you're standing up in a room, think about, well, what do I want to get out of this? Because, you might be standing up to present, to get investment. You might be standing up to sell a product to somebody. You might be standing to sell your services, or you might just be standing because, it's like one of the lovely lunches you and I used to go to, and you're just sharing, this is who I am, and I'd really like to be friends with you, because, it's not all about business. And I think once you get to there, it's then thinking about, well, what's the one or two things that you want to continually be getting across, and you practice them. So, for me, I have a strong commercial background. I've been both a buyer and a seller, so I can see both sides. I've worked successfully with businesses. I've done some great turnarounds. I've written a couple of books. I speak. I've won awards. That's quite uncomfortable for me to say. I'm waiting for you to go, yeah, all right, what? So even just doing it there it's a little bit uncomfortable. And then the other thing I would say is practice. Because the first time, I remember the very first time, and this is when I was still at uni and I was doing a summer job, I had to ring people to sell them something. I was working for Cranfield Uni. It took me all morning to make that first call. All morning, because I kept going, oh, I won't do it. And then I wrote something down to say what I say. And then I go, and then finally I went, right, okay. And then the third call, the fourth call, the fifth call, it gets easier. So practice, whatever you're going to do.